Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Valsa Williams and with me is Anuja Kumar with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates completed section of Kanpur Metro Rail and Bina-Panki multi-product pipeline today. The 21st century is technology-driven and technology will play a key role in transforming India, says Prime Minister, launches blockchain-based digital degrees at convocation ceremony of IIT Kanpur. The Election Commission team led by Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra to reach Lucknow this afternoon for a 3-day visit. Government approves Corbevax and Covovax vaccines and antiviral drug Molnupiravir for restricted use on adults in emergency situations. Over 142 crore 47 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.4%. 653 cases of Omicron reported in the country so far. India to chair Counter-Terrorism Committee of UN Security Council in January 2022 after 10 years. And in badminton, Nitish Kumar wins double gold on concluding day of 4th Para-Badminton National Championship in Odisha. As India marches towards administering 150 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, news about the new corona variant is a cause for concern. In this situation, we appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and help others get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And other news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today appealed to the students and youth of the country to have dreams, turn them into resolutions and achieve them to make Atmanirbhar Bharat, which is a permanent solution of many problems which the country is facing. He was speaking at the 54th convocation ceremony of Indian Institute of Technology in Kanpur. Addressing the gathering of students of the country's premier technical institute, the Prime Minister said the country has full faith in the capabilities of the students and faculty of IIT and is ready to help them in every possible manner.
हमारी आईआईटीज तो हमेशा टैलेंट और टेक्नोलॉजी की इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर रही है और आईआईटी कानपुर की तो अपनी एक अलग ही रेपुटेशन रही। आपने अपनी खुद की कंपनी एक्वाफ्रंट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के जरिए बनारस के खिड़किया घाट पर दुनिया का जो पहला फ्लोटिंग सीएनजी फिलिंग स्टेशन विकसित किया है वो बेहतरीन है। इसी तरह आपने एग्रीकल्चर के क्षेत्र में स्टेट ऑफ आर्ट टेक्नोलॉजी विकसित की है। दुनिया की पहली पोर्टेबल सॉइल टेस्टिंग किट बनाई है। 5G टेक्नोलॉजी में तो आईआईटी कानपुर का काम ग्लोबल स्टैंडर्ड्स का हिस्सा बन चुका है। ये संस्थान ऐसी अनेक सफलताओं के लिए बधाई का पात्र है।
Talking about the phenomenal growth of the country in the field of startups and unicorn companies, the Prime Minister said many of them are started by students of IITs. He said in the last 7 years, his government took many steps to achieve the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and the students of IIT can play an important role in it. He advised students not to neglect the emotional aspects of their life while they focus on their innovations and technical initiatives. During the convocation, the Prime Minister launched the blockchain-based digital degrees, and all the students were issued digital degrees through an in-house blockchain-driven technology developed at the Institute under the National Blockchain Project. These digital degrees can be verified globally and are unforgeable. On the occasion, a total of 1,723 students received their degrees and 80 prizes and medals were given. Recalling the contribution of Kanpur in the freedom struggle of the country, the Prime Minister said,
भारत ने अपनी आजादी के 75वें वर्ष में प्रवेश किया है। हम सभी अमृत महोत्सव मना रहे हैं। आपने जहेज शहर में अपनी डिग्री पाई है। उस कानपुर का अपना शानदार इतिहास रहा। कानपुर भारत के उन कुछ चुनिंदा शहरों में से हैं जो इतना डाइवर्स है। सत्ती चौरा घाट से लेकर मदारी पासी तक, नाना साहब से लेकर बटुकेश्वर तक जब हम शहर की सैर करते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है जैसे हम स्वतंत्र संग्राम के बलिदानों के गौरव की, उस गौरवशाली अतीत की सैर कर रहे हैं.
The Prime Minister has inaugurated the completed section of Kanpur Metro Rail Project. This section is 9 kilometers long from IIT Kanpur to Moti Jheel. The Prime Minister inspected the Kanpur Metro Rail Project and undertook a metro ride from IIT Metro Station to Geeta Nagar. The entire length of the Metro Rail Project in Kanpur is 32 kilometers and is being built at a cost of over 11,000 crore rupees. More from our correspondent.
Kanpur is the fifth city of Uttar Pradesh where metro service has been started. In the first phase, metro is running on the 9-kilometer priority corridor. The 3-coach train service for public will start from tomorrow and the trains will be available from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 9 elevated metro stations have been constructed on this route. The second phase of metro work would be carried out between Moti Jheel and Transport Nagar, for which underground stations will be constructed. The Kanpur Metro Rail project has been completed in less than a span of 2 years despite the pandemic break. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Kanpur.
The Bina Panki multi-product pipeline project, which will be inaugurated by the Prime Minister, is a 356-kilometer long project which has a capacity of around 3.45 million metric tons per annum. Extending from Bina refinery in Madhya Pradesh to Panki in Kanpur, the project has been built at a cost of over 1,500 crores. It will help the region access petroleum products from the Bina refinery.
The Central Drug Standard Control Organization has given approval to Corbevax vaccine, Covovax vaccine and antiviral drug Molnupiravir for restricted use in emergency situation. In a series of tweets, Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia said Corbevax vaccine is India's first indigenously developed RBD protein subunit vaccine against COVID-19 made by Hyderabad-based firm Biological E. The nanoparticle vaccine Covovax will be manufactured by Pune-based firm Serum Institute of India. Mr. Mandavia said Molnupiravir will now be manufactured in the country by 13 companies for restricted use under emergency situation for treatment of adult patients with COVID-19 and who have high risk of progression of the disease. He added that Prime Minister Narendra Modi led the battle against COVID-19 from the front, and all these approvals will further strengthen the global fight against the pandemic. Union Health Ministry has issued guidelines for COVID-19 vaccination of children and precaution dose to healthcare workers, frontline workers, and for citizens above 60 years with comorbidities. In an exclusive interview to AIR News, CEO of National Health Authority, Dr. R.S. Sharma gave the details of vaccination for children and rollout of booster dose.
15 से 17 वर्ष के जो बच्चे हैं उनको अब रजिस्ट्रेशन करा सकते हैं अपना कोविन प्लेटफॉर्म पे। 3 जनवरी से ये कार्यक्रम प्रारंभ होगा। तो बच्चों के लिए जो अप्रूव्ड वैक्सीन हैं और जो अभी तो एक ही वैक्सीन है कोवैक्सीन, लेकिन धीरे धीरे और वैक्सीन जब अप्रूव होंगी तो वो वैक्सीन बच्चों को उपलब्ध हो सकेंगी। जो हमारे फ्रंट लाइन वर्कर्स और हेल्थ वर्कर्स हैं उनके लिए भी अगर उनका दोनों टीके लग चुके हैं और 9 महीने पूरा हो चुके हैं तब वो एलिजिबल हो जाते हैं प्रिकॉशनरी डोज के लिए। तो ये कार्यक्रम भी 10 जनवरी से प्रारंभ होगा। तो उसके लिए उनको रजिस्ट्रेशन कराने की जरूरत नहीं है, वो सीधा अपने केंद्र पे जा सकते हैं। तीसरी बात है कि जो 60 साल के ऊपर के सीनियर सिटीजन हैं उनको अगर कोई बीमारी है तो उनको भी तीसरा टीका जिसको प्रिकॉशन डोज हम कह रहे हैं वो उपलब्ध होगा। कोविन प्लेटफॉर्म पर हम लोगों ने ये सारी व्यवस्थाएं की हैं और 10 तारीख से फ्रंट लाइन वर्कर का, हेल्थ वर्कर का और सीनियर सिटीजन का और 3 तारीख से बच्चों का टीकाकरण प्रारंभ हो जाएगा।
Over 142 crore 47 lakh doses of COVID vaccine have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Union Health Ministry said more than 72 lakh 87,000 vaccine doses were administered in the last 24 hours. The ministry said 6,450 COVID patients recovered during the same period and the national recovery rate stands at 98.4%. Till now, more than 3 crore 42 lakh 43,000 people have recovered from COVID-19. The country reported 6,358 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. Currently, India's active caseload is around 75,000. The Union government has said more than 149 crore 6 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far. The Health Ministry today said around 16 crore 80 lakh unutilized vaccine doses are still available with the states and UTs to be administered.
653 cases of Omicron have been reported in the country so far. Out of the total Omicron cases, Maharashtra has reported 167 cases, followed by Delhi 165, Kerala 57 cases and Telangana 55 cases. Union Health Ministry said till now 186 people have recovered from the infection. The Kerala government has decided to impose night curfew in the state from Thursday. The curfew will be in place from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. from December 30th to January the 2nd. The state government directed that New Year celebrations will not continue after 10 p.m. on December 31st in a bid to prevent any increase in COVID-19 cases due to the festivities. The Uttarakhand government has imposed night curfew in the state as Omicron cases rise. Night curfew will be in effect from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. As per the order, essential services such as movement of ambulances, vehicles carrying health personnel and postal services have been exempted.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today said yellow alert has been sounded in the national capital in the wake of rising COVID-19 cases. Addressing media, he added that comprehensive order outlining the restrictions will be made public soon. He said the city government is fully prepared to deal with the rise in COVID cases. The Chief Minister urged the people to observe COVID-appropriate behavior and maintain social distance, wear masks and wash their hands frequently. In our bilingual live phone-in program Corona Jagrukta series, Dr. Arvind Kumar of Medanta Hospital, Gurugram, will be with us tonight to answer queries related to coronavirus. This program can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. Listeners can ask questions to the expert on telephone number 011-2342-1230 and 011-2342-1764. You can also post your queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.gov.in and YouTube channel News on AIR Official.
Air flights continue to be cancelled due to COVID pandemic. Airlines across the world cancelled around 8,000 flights over the three-day Christmas weekend over a shortage of staff due to the spread of the Omicron variant and bad weather. According to FlightAware.com, which tracks flight departures, delays and cancellations, a further 1,639 flights were cancelled yesterday, with just under a third affecting the US alone. A significant number of cancellations also impacted China.
France has announced tighter COVID restrictions amid concerns over the Omicron variant. From Monday, remote working will become compulsory for those who can. The public gatherings will also be limited to 2,000 people for indoor events. The restrictions come amidst France recording more than 1 lakh new infections on Saturday, the highest number reported in the country since the pandemic began. But France's Prime Minister Jean Castex did not bring in a New Year's Eve curfew.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates completed section of Kanpur Metro Rail and Bina-Panki multi-product pipeline today. The 21st century is technology-driven and technology will play a key role in transforming India, says Prime Minister. Launches blockchain-based digital degrees at convocation ceremony of IIT Kanpur. The Election Commission team, led by Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra, to reach Lucknow this afternoon for a 3-day visit. Government approves Corbevax and Covovax vaccines and antiviral drug Molnupiravir for restricted use on adults in emergency situations. Over 142 crore, 47 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.4%. 653 cases of Omicron reported in the country so far. India to chair Counter-Terrorism Committee of UN Security Council in January 2022 after 10 years. And in badminton, Nitish Kumar wins double gold on concluding day of 4th Para Badminton National Championships in Odisha. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter, handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे।
join us on 30th December at 7:30 a.m. in Aaj Savere and 4:30 p.m. in Parikrama for a special year-ender broadcast of Kaleidoscope.
Welcome back to the Midday News. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today virtually inaugurated 27 infra projects constructed by Border Roads Organisation BRO. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Singh lauded the BRO for its work, saying its roads, tunnels and bridges have reduced the distance and time between places today. He said the BRO has been playing a significant role in the progress of the nation by building roads, tunnels and other infrastructure in remote areas. The minister added that in the last 6 to 7 years, the achievements made by BRO are unprecedented. He said there are some special needs for the development of the border areas, and the government has worked at the ground level in this direction. The full Election Commission, led by Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra, will arrive in Lucknow today on a 3-day visit to Uttar Pradesh. The team will review the preparedness and arrangements for the upcoming assembly elections in the state. After arrival in Lucknow today, the Election Commission will interact with representatives of various political parties. Tomorrow, a complete review meeting will be held with the DGPs, the State Home Ministry officials and expenditure officials. There are 403 seats in UP Assembly. The term of the current Assembly will expire on the 14th of May 2022.
India will chair the Counter-Terrorism Committee of UN Security Council in January 2022 after 10 years. The Counter-Terrorism Committee was established by Security Council Resolution 1373, adopted unanimously on the 28th of September 2001 after 9/11 terror attacks in the US. The committee was tasked with monitoring implementation of Resolution 1373, which requested countries to implement a number of measures to enhance their legal and institutional ability to counter terrorist activities at home and around the world. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Pariksha Pe Charcha, which is held for students before their exams, will be held early next year. The registrations for the same will begin today and will go on till January the 20th. Mr. Modi announced the plans for the next Pariksha Pe Charcha in his Mann Ki Baat program on Sunday.
The Power Ministry has achieved a remarkable milestone of distributing 50 lakh LED bulbs under Project 1 Crore under the Gram Ujala program. The program is being implemented through Convergence Energy Services Limited (CSEL) and Energy Efficiency Services Limited (EESL) in rural households in Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Telangana. The ministry has a target to distribute 10 million LED bulbs under Project 1 Crore in 2 million households till March next year. The Reserve Bank of India, RBI, has clarified that RBL Bank is well capitalized and the financial position of the bank remains satisfactory, and there is no need for depositors and other stakeholders to react to speculative reports related to banks. In its notification, the central bank further stated that as per half-yearly audited results as on the 30th of September, the bank has maintained a comfortable capital adequacy ratio of 16.33% and provision coverage ratio of 76.6%.
And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Between December the 28th and the 30th, 1883, the first national-level conference of the organization, the Indian Association, was held in Kolkata. The Indian Association was founded by Surendranath Banerjee and Anand Mohan Bose in 1876.
It was the most significant nationalist organization before the formation of Indian National Congress in 1885. The first session of Indian Association was presided over by Ram Tanu Lahiri, a veteran of Bengal's social reform movements. The issues discussed were self-governance, education, separation of judiciary from executive functions, and greater employment of Indians in public service.
যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে তবে একলা চলো একলা চলো
The objectives of Indian Association were to promote the political, intellectual and material advancement of the people.
It advocated for the unity of people of India on the basis of common political interest and aspirations, promotion of communal harmony, and the inclusion of the masses in the great public movement of the time.
The Indian Association expressed its solidarity and decided its merger with the Congress in December 1886.
एक है अपनी ज़मीन, एक है अपना गगन, एक है अपना जहां, एक है अपना वतन.
On the 28th of December 1885, the first session of the Indian National Congress was held in Bombay with 72 delegates. More than just a political party, it was an assembly for politically minded individuals who were interested in governmental reforms. In the first 20 years, the Congress sought greater political autonomy within the empire.
However, after the 1905 partition of Bengal, it raised demands for substantial political reform and eventually for complete independence from the British Empire. The founding members of Congress included Alan Octavian Hume, Badruddin Tayyabji, Umesh Chandra Banerjee, Surendranath Banerjee, Firoz Shah Mehta, Tarabhai Nauroji, K.T. Telang, G.K. Pillai, P. Rangaya Naidu, and Gopal Ganesh Agarkar. In 1920s, under the influence of Mahatma Gandhi, Congress was transformed from an assembly dominated by Western-educated elites to a mass organization that appealed to diverse sections of the Indian public to fight together for Indian independence.
यह मन का पत्थर है ओ भूखे वनवासी, छोड़ो निष्क्रिय आलस, छोड़ो ग्लानि उदासी. यह मन का पतझड़ है ओ भूखे वनवासी, छोड़ो निष्क्रिय आलस, छोड़ो ग्लानि उदासी. नई कोपले आने को बन के शालों में, नई कोपले कुंठित जनमन की डालों में, तुम विकास कामी परिवर्तन के अभ्यासी. ये शाश्वत मधुरित के अंतर्मुख शिशु पल्लव, ये शाश्वत मधुरित के अंतर्मुख शिशु पल्लव नव भावों की दीप्ति भरेंगे, नव ऋतु वैभव, नव श्री शोभा पान करेंगे आंखें प्यासे.
Today, we also remember eminent Hindi poet Sumitra Nandan Pant, who died on the 28th of December 1977. Widely referred to as the third pillar of Chayavad, he was the first Hindi poet to be awarded the Gyanpith. A poet of nature, he was deeply influenced by Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore and Aurobindo Ghosh. In an ode to Gandhi from his Gyanpith winner collection, Chidambara, he said,
बापू तुमसे सुन आत्मा का तेज राशि आवाहन, हंस उठते हैं रोम हर से पुलकित होते प्राण, नहीं जानता युग विवर्त में होगा कितना जनक्षय, पर मनुष्य को सत्य अहिंसा इष्ट रहेंगे निश्चय.
In 1960, Pant received the Sahitya Academy Award. The Indian government honored him with Padma Bhushan in 1961. He died on the 28th of December 1977 at Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. His childhood house in Kausani, Uttarakhand, has been converted into a museum.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
भारत के स्वतंत्रता संग्राम में अनगिनत स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों ने अपने प्राणों की आहुति दी. कुछ इतिहास में अमर हो गए और कई गुमनाम. आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के अंतर्गत 75 कड़ियों की श्रृंखला में हम उन वीरांगनाओं की बात करेंगे जिनका योगदान कभी भुलाया नहीं जा सकता। प्रत्येक मंगलवार परिक्रमा में सुनिए अपराजिता, देश की वीरांगनाओं को आकाशवाणी का सादर नमन।
In today's episode of Aparajita, we will bring you the story of great patriot, warrior and freedom fighter Azizan Bai. Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase Hallmark gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India, Jago Grahak Jago.
Union Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister Narendra Singh Tomar today assured all possible support to states for increasing oil palm production with an aim to reduce imports and making the country self-sufficient. Addressing the second business summit of the National Mission on Edible Oils, Oil Palm in Hyderabad this morning, he asserted that the decision for major investment in oil palm plantation is aimed at enhancing domestic supply of edible oils and reducing its import. Minister of State for Agriculture Kailash Chaudhary, Telangana Agriculture Minister S. Niranjan Reddy are among those who attended the summit. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today remembered senior BJP leader Arun Jaitley on his birth anniversary. In a tweet, Mr. Naidu said he was a towering intellectual, an outstanding parliamentarian, able administrator, legal luminary and gifted orator. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today also remembered senior BJP leader Arun Jaitley on his birth anniversary.
On to sports. World number 7 Nitesh Kumar doubled his gold tally at the 4th Para Badminton National Championship, which concluded in Bhubaneswar, Odisha yesterday. Haryana's Nitesh, along with his partner Tarun, defeated world number 1 Paralympic Games gold medalist Pramod Bhagat and Manoj Sarkar in straight sets in the men's doubles finals to win the gold. Earlier, Nitesh also won the gold medal in the men's singles category. World number 1 SL3 Para Badminton player Parul Parmar from Gujarat also secured gold, while Mandeep Kaur from Uttarakhand won silver and Mansi won bronze. In women wheelchair 1 category, Alfia Zames from Kerala secured gold, while silver went to Neerja Goyal from Uttarakhand. In the first cricket test between India and South Africa, India were 304 for 8 at Centurion on third day today when the reports last came in. The second day's play was washed off due to rain. The start of the opening day's play was also delayed due to heavy rain.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. The national capital Delhi is likely to be generally cloudy with light rain or drizzle. It recorded a minimum temperature of 10 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 22 degrees. Mumbai is likely to have mainly clear sky. It noted a minimum temperature of 19 degrees, maximum expected to be around 29. Chennai will experience generally cloudy sky with light rain. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates completed section of Kanpur Metro Rail and Bina-Panki multi-product pipeline today. The 21st century is technology-driven and technology will play a key role in transforming India, says Prime Minister, launches blockchain-based digital degrees at convocation ceremony of IIT Kanpur. The Election Commission team, led by Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra, to reach Lucknow this afternoon for a 3-day visit. Government approves Corbevax and Covovax vaccines and antiviral drug Molnupiravir for restricted use on adults in emergency situations. Over 142 crore 47 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country so far under nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate at 98.4%. 653 cases of Omicron reported in the country so far. India to chair Counter-Terrorism Committee of UN Security Council in January 2022 after 10 years. And in badminton, Nitesh Kumar wins double gold on concluding day of 4th Para Badminton National Championship in Odisha. And with that, we end the midday news.